Hi guys. I have been on a kind of a hiatus from these videos. I'm gonna do one of my movie videos. It's been a long time. I'm gonna do my favorite family movies from the 1980s. Honestly, I've had these ready for a while, but with the work on my basement and everything, it's been really loud and on top of the wrestling videos and things like that. So I'm gonna do my top family movies from the 1980s. In no particular order, of course. There's 20 of them, so bear with me. 20. The Dirt Bike Kid. I have not seen this movie in 30 years? Around that. It's about a kid kind of like Jack of the Beanstalk. His mother sent him to the store with some money, and he buys this magical dirt bike that has kind of like a mind of his own. He helps save the town and all this stuff. It's as goofy as you would think it is, but I was a kid and I loved it. 19. Rad. It's about a BMX biker. I really loved it when I was younger, but looking back on it now, it's kind of preposterous. There's just this teenager. He wants to join this tournament, and for some reason, the bigwig that runs the tournament won't let him, picking on him. And I didn't really think about it at the time, but why would an adult care if a kid competes in a tournament or not? But like when I was younger, I thought BMXing was really cool. It was so awesome to watch it, so I loved Rad. 18. Sesame Street presents Follow That Bird. I imagine everybody's heard of that one. I am a huge Sesame Street fan, especially Big Bird. I love Big Bird. That's actually I've been looking for the Big Bird Funko Pop for a long time. It's like I'm not a big Funko Pop collector. I have a couple, as you may or may not remember from some of my other videos. But Big Birds is one I really want. I actually have friends that are keeping an eye out for me. If they see it, they're going to pick it up for me. So, really love Sesame Street, really love Big Bird, so Follow That Bird had to make my list. Up next, I mentioned this one in a past video. Actually, my very first movie video I did, a comedy of the 80s. I gave a special shout out to this one because I thought, for some reason, I thought it was in the 70s, but it wasn't. 1980. Popeye. Robin Williams. I also mentioned it's the first movie that I can remember vividly watching. I loved Popeye when I was a kid. I remember having puzzles and coloring books of Popeye. And that was my really first introduction to Robin Williams because we didn't have cable or anything. So I didn't really see Mork and Mindy and all that till later on. So my introduction to Robin Williams was Popeye. Alright. 16. Muppets Take Manhattan. Not really much of an explanation needed there, I don't think. I imagine most 80s fans have seen Muppets Take Manhattan, or at least heard of it. The Great Muppet Caper. Another Muppet movie. I love the Muppets as well. Heather and I actually had the first few seasons of The Muppet Show on DVD. Big Muppet fan as well, so love the Muppets. Just even to this day, I like Sesame Street. I like the Muppets. They're so, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Just nostalgic. They're good for the whole family. It's amazing. Up next, The Great Outdoors. I remember watching this one a lot when I was younger. Holy, my sister. I have 3 sisters. One of them's a lot younger than me, but 2 of them and I used to watch Great Outdoors all the time. Dan Aykroyd and the late and the tremendous John Candy. Love The Great Outdoors. I remember one scene in particular, John Candy being chased by a bear. He busts through the door. Bear, big bear chased me. It's just John Candy was the best. There'll never be another John Candy. Up next is one of those movies that are, it's so bad it's good. Mac and Me. This movie gets crapped on a lot. It was like a cheap ripoff of E.T. Apparently, they actually thought it was going to be the next E.T. It was not the next E.T. Now, a lot of people remember Mac and Me mostly. It's famous partly because of Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd was not in the movie. But Paul Rudd, when he used to go on talk shows to promote any movie, instead of bringing up a clip of his own movie, excuse me, he always brought the same clip from Mac and Me. I don't know why, but I loved it. So every time I seen Paul Rudd on a talk show, I knew I was going to see Mac and Me. But yeah, we watched that a lot as a kid too. Like, I loved it as a kid. And I didn't realize till later how bad it was, but it's fine. Up next, Short Circuit. Love Short Circuit. I have seen that movie a lot. Didn't care as much for part 2, but I loved part 1 with Steve Guttenberg, Ali Sheedy, and Johnny Five alive. And that's the first time I heard your mother was a snowblower. Love Short Circuit. I imagine most people do like that one. Adventures in Babysitting. Seen that one a lot as well. I actually just bought Heather that movie on Blu-ray. But like that. I remember Daryl. I like Daryl. He was funny. He did that weird thing with the tongue in the backseat. I can't do it, so he gets his tongue to go side to side somehow. But Elizabeth Shue and now when we were growing up, like I said, my sisters and I watched a lot of movies and stuff like that. There's a guy in that movie, my uncle Roddy. He went away for work a lot. And you're probably wondering where we're going with the story, you'll see. He went away a lot for work. He was gone like a long time at a time. And when we watched Adventures of Babysitting, one of the guys in that movie looks like identical to my Uncle Roddy. So we were convinced that Roddy was actually an actor and just didn't tell anybody. But that's not why I love the movie. It's one of those feel-good things. I loved it. Going to save Brenda in the big city. Check that one out if you haven't seen it yet. Excuse me, sorry. It's been a long day. Little Monsters, Fred Savage and Howie Mandel. I was a huge Howie Mandel fan in the 80s. Loved his stand-up, everything. I liked Fred Savage because I liked Wonder Years. Little Monsters was great. I also liked The Wizard, but I liked Little Monsters more. Plus, I had that feel-good moment, like kind of sad at the end. I wouldn't say feel good. It was kind of sad, but really like that one a lot. Up next, Tom Hanks. Love Tom Hanks. I don't think Tom Hanks has ever done a movie I didn't like. Like, he may have done some I didn't love, but nothing that I've hated. Big. I like that one a lot, where he plays a boy. He wants to be older because he couldn't go on an amusement park ride, so he makes a wish at the carnival to be big. Now he's thinking taller, but he wakes up the next day as a grown man. Tom Hanks. I remember him and his friends singing "Shimmy Shimmy Cocoa Pop, Shimmy Shimmy Rock." That's all I can remember from the song. But really good movie. That actually I just watched that a little while ago. It was on television on the Family Channel or something like that, so I watched it. That's what I'm gonna get Valerie to watch sometime, including the next one. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Rick Moranis, this quirky scientist dude, invents a shrink ray, ends up shrinking the kids and everything. And what I remember most about that is them being like smaller than a Cheerio and running away from ants and stuff. That was really good. They made sequels to that, but they didn't have the heart that the first one had. E.T., the extraterrestrial. I don't really have to say anything about that one. I think everybody alive has heard of E.T. The next one, though. 3 Men and a Baby. Steve Guttenberg, Ted Danson, Tom Selleck. What a cast. They made sequels to that one as well, but this one here, I was surprised. Like, even when I was younger, I was surprised that I liked it as much as I did. It was a really good movie. Where I'm trying to remember, actually. Did they adopt her? Did they find her? Did someone drop them off? I don't remember how that went. I'm going to have to watch that again. But they're taking care of the baby together. Up next, Look Who's Talking. Alright. Bruce Willis talking as Mikey the baby. Loved it. Kirstie Alley is the mom. And one of my all-time favorite actors, John Travolta. I know. He gets a lot of flack, but I love John Travolta. Always have, always will. Love Look Who's Talking. Didn't care as much for the sequels, but Look Who's Talking, while a family movie, it was so touching. Like, a lot more than it had any business being. It was great. Up next, surprised me that it was a family movie. Like, researching this video, I searched family movies 1980s, like some of the ones on here. Beetlejuice. Like, I watched that movie like 100 times, but I did not picture that one as a family movie. Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, Winona Ryder. Really liked Beetlejuice. I remember the cartoon was on television too. I didn't really care for that as much. But the movie, loved the movie. And they're making a sequel, I heard, with Michael Keaton reprising his role as Beetlejuice. Thankfully, I don't want anyone else doing it. Really like Beetlejuice. That was so funny. He managed to say his name 3 times. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. And he shows up. Great. Alright, this next movie I actually watched not too long ago. I don't remember if Valerie watched it with me or not, but I was so excited when I found it. It's called Daryl. Daryl. D.A.R.Y.L. Right? Daryl. For Data Analyzing Robot Youth Life Form. When I was a kid, that was like one of my favorite movies. And for the life of me, I didn't see it again for the longest time until I watched it just a few weeks ago. And I was starting to think I dreamed it. But I didn't. It's about a kid that escapes from this institution. And he befriends the kid, the parents, and everything. He gets taken in, and, well, as you can tell by the name of it, Data Analyzing Robot Youth Life Form. He's a robot. You find out later. He's a robot. And it was just such an amazing movie. It made me sad as a kid. It makes me sad now. But it was such a great movie. If you have not seen it, definitely check out Daryl. Up next is another famous one. Actually, Valerie, my daughter Valerie, is currently reading the book. The Never-Ending Story. They made a sequel to that too with Jonathan Brandis, I think. Actually, the kid from that movie is the same kid from Daryl. Yeah. So, Never-Ending Story. Everybody, I'm pretty sure, has seen or heard of Never-Ending Story. Number 1. One of my favorite family movies of all time. My sisters and I have watched this movie so many times. I'll admit, the first time I ever watched this movie, I cried. I did. I cried. Harry and the Hendersons. Where John Lithgow... Love John Lithgow, by the way. He's this big hunter, and him and his family's hunting, and they run over Bigfoot. I wouldn't say over him, because technically Bigfoot goes over them, but they take him home, and it turns out he's not dead. But that is such an amazing movie. That movie was so sad. Holy crap. But funny, sad, it had its moments. I love it. That's one there. It's like the top of my list to watch with Valerie. I have it burned off here somewhere. I'd like to actually find a Blu-ray for it. I don't even know if it's on Blu-ray, but I hope so. So I'm going to get her to watch it. So those are my favorite family movies from the 1980s. I am sorry it's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I've been doing a lot of researching, and Because I'm actually, when I'm done all of them, I'm going to have to do another video of movies I forgot to add. Because I remembered some, like my favorite comedies from the 90s. There was like a couple I forgot to put in. So there's got to be a video of movies I forgot about. Not that I forgot they existed, just I forgot to add them. Because I get so into it sometimes. So these are my favorite 80s family movies. I want to know your favorite family movies from the 1980s. Even, like, did you like the ones I said here? Have you seen them? What do you think? Especially, like, if you've seen Daryl. Because that's one of my favorite movies. What do you think of Daryl? Harry and the Hendersons. Stuff like that. The Great Outdoors, John Candy, Howie Mandel. Mac and Me. Definitely let me know about Mac and Me. And if you remember the words to Shimmy Shimmy Cocoa Pop. That's the only thing. Shimmy Shimmy Cocoa Pop. That's all I remember. But that's it for my 80s family movies, everybody. I hope you enjoy it. Until next time, thanks for watching, everybody.